Hi. Good morning. Hi, y'all. I think I'm going to do the entire service in a southern accent today. Maybe my evangelical, may the pure and brilliant son of the bubbly cheetah. This is what happens when they steal an hour from us. I wake up slap happy. Well, let's begin as we always do by ringing the bell 3 times. And we'll let the sound and vibration bring us into this room, bring us into our bodies, and bring us into this present moment. You can also begin by saying the refuge prayer 3 times. The refuge prayer, as a reminder, is the intention that we spontaneously may take refuge or respite, find a safe place in 3 ideals. One is that we have the ability to awaken within us. That's what the historical Buddha taught us, that we each have that within us. The Dharma are the teachings that help us to uncover and explore that fact. And the Sangha is this community that supports each other even without a word, just by gathering and with this intention that we may spontaneously awaken within each moment. So with that intention, we'll say the refuge prayer 3 times. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened, through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened, through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened, through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In our practice here together, we seek to experientially explore those teachings that we as individuals can deem to be undeniably right, wise, complete, and true. Not because I or anyone else say they're true, but through your own investigation, you have found them to be complete and true and wise, for not only yourself, but for all other beings as well. We seek to do no harm in our practice, and we seek to benefit all beings without any exception. So as we begin this morning, we'll use our body and our speech and our minds to create an awareness of our beingness. So we're not taking a rest away, and we're looking for a moment of bliss. Those are things that come from that awakened state. Not the goal, but the outcome. So we'll do a little bit of chanting to start to help us get into this space, and then we'll do a little meditation. Posture and breath are super important in our meditation. So if you want to straighten your spine, and there's a suggestion that you imagine a string, keeping your head straight up. The intent is that you are straight enough that your lungs can fully take in breath all the way down into your lower lungs, where you can oxygenate your body. And we'll focus on our breath, the sensations of breathing in, relaxing as we breathe out. Using this as an anchor. And even when we're chanting, we'll be aware of the breath coming into the body, leaving with sound and vibration. We'll chant this morning the Tara chant, which is directed toward the Bodhisattva of compassion and mercy, the Tibetan version. Om Tare Tu Re Soha Om Tare Tu Re Soha Om Tare Tu Re Soha Om Tare 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 tare tu, tare tu, re. Soham tare tu, tare tu, re. Soham. Breathe, relax, center, and smile. Befriend and support yourself right here, right now, on the spot. Relax and release all the physical and mental tension. Be aware of all your physical sensations. Any discomfort or tightness in your body, which you can maybe give a little attention and a little adjustment to. Sending a little bit of compassion to the frame that supports us. Simultaneously aware of all the sensations in our bodies, from sight, sounds, tastes and smells, arising thoughts and even emotions. Just be aware of this experience, not trying to change anything. Simply be aware and release. And focus on your inhalation and relax on your exhalation. Letting everything just come and go. Letting everything be as it is. There's nirvanic peace and things left just as they are. Simply breathing, simply experiencing, awake and aware, nowhere left to go and nothing left to do. Felt pretty good for an hour early, didn't it? It's interesting to open up into this practice and be faced with the idea of experiencing everything, not escaping from, but experiencing everything that this life has to offer. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes neutral. We were talking on Tuesday about, is it possible for us to ever be awakened, fully awakened beings? And just from the standpoint that we as humans have an instant spontaneous response to everything. So the sirens out on the street, and instantly I think, am I safe? Like, are they chasing someone who's going to run in here? Like, there's that immediate response, right? Not an awakened thing. There's always that human response, and then sort of unpacking it. So it's even an interesting thought of how awakened are we actually able to be within our bodies and within this experience and with all the thoughts that come around. So it's an interesting experiment. It seems lately that when I open Facebook, it reminds me about something I posted years ago. I don't know if they changed their algorithms, or maybe just years ago I posted a lot of stuff and it's now reminding me of all of those things. But some of them are silly. Some of them I can't even remember why I posted them or what I was thinking. And there's others that are masking what I was going through. And I may have posted something that was even cryptic and meaning to cry out or scream because I was going through some really rough stuff. I've spoken about this in the past, but I went through a period where everything that I had built in my life felt like it was just self-destructing into a ball of flames. And simply stated, I felt like that was nearly my end, like that I was going to be done with this life experience. It's just rough. It's rough to go through. With what I knew and what I understood, it was all I could do to hold on, to keep doing even the most mundane, especially the most mundane. Brushing my teeth sounded like, a terrible, terrible idea and experience. And I remember during that time that I would think about the mundane tasks that I had to accomplish, like brushing teeth or going to take a shower. And I would think about them so much that I couldn't remember if I'd done them or not. So caught up in the turmoil of how agonizing it was going to be to just move. Rough times, rough stuff. And I think for many of us, hitting rock bottom gives us the ability to awaken, and awaken without all of the previous baggage. And I mean the attachments to things and the obsession with money and the doingness that tends to just occupy every single moment of our days and our experiences. So what I mean to say is that these experiences tend to show us that what's important is not money, and it's not stuff, and it's not achievement. It's beingness. And when we can let the rest of that fall aside, we can see the things that are important. And recovering from a fall like that, an emotional fall, is not easy and it's not spontaneous. It takes a bit of getting up and getting back on our feet and making sure that we have good footing, because we don't want to fall again. And there's a fear that we will fall again and that we will be hurt and devastated and overwhelmed. But I remember very vividly sitting one day. I was pretty good at meditating. That was the one thing I could do to muster myself and to keep going, is that I could find a little respite in just following my breath. And I remember just sitting there one day, and my dog was nearby, and I could hear her breathing, and it was a bright, warm day, so I felt warmth. And normally I like to be a little cooler, because I get a little prickly sometimes if I get hot. But I remember feeling very warm. And I could smell my home with that warmth. And just sitting there breathing and taking in those sensory experiences, I was able to find this sense of, wow, this is really cool. And just thinking, without this, if I manifest a little bluebird, I love that we have video now, just in case. If I levitate or things start changing, let me know. But I just remember having that feeling of, wow, this is so cool. And thinking about, what does it take for me to be able to experience all of those things, that warmth and the smell and hearing my dog and hearing my own breath and feeling like, wow, it takes this, it takes this vessel of this body that I have been cruel to, I have been mean to, I have judged, and that I wanted to end not too long before that. I thought, well, it's really good that I didn't do that, because this is really quite precious. And even in that despair, I could then find sort of an excitement in my ability to even sense the things that were painful. The discomfort that I was feeling and the tiredness and all of the things that came with that emotional fall, I could still feel all of those things. And that has been one of the quintessential things that have helped me to continually get back to that place where I feel grounded and that I feel like I have a complete and true view. I understand this for the preciousness that it is and the rarity that it is. We've been exploring the 37 practices of all the Bodhisattvas, and the very first passage is about this precious lifeboat that we're in and how to honor it and not squander our being, and how very rare and precious that it is. We talked last week about how we shouldn't be fanatically opinionated, that intellect is a fine tool, but a poor master. That we get a little too caught in the thrall of all of that conditioning and all of those thoughts about bills and money and doing and achieving and judging, that we get lost from the experience of everything that we are and everything that we should be here presently experiencing. Remembering that everything that we do matters. Wisdom is as wisdom does. Lama Suryadas says, life is precious and not to be squandered or harmed. Killing time is like deadening ourselves. So meditate as fast as you can. We make life meaningful through relational mindfulness and the generous path of altruism. Remember that everyone wants and needs the same as you. We must cherish the opportune vehicle of this rare and precious human life. This lifeboat, this great vehicle. Don't just seek a safe and secure little harbor. Far better to build an ocean-going vessel, an ark even. An ark for all our experiences. Our ark for this lifetime. An ocean-going vessel that can sustain those high winds and big waves. Because we know that there are times that we will have emotional falls. And we will have high highs. And joyous times. And neutral times that are full of mundane experiences that are no less valuable. So friends, this precious opportunity deserves your awakened awareness. Every single moment that you are able to be present, be present. We can use our innate ability to spontaneously awaken in each moment that it's given. There is absolute and infinite wealth in this awakened experience. So don't squander not one moment. So, we should have announcements. What are our announcements? Let's see. We have.
So we've got, okay.
Go ahead.
This is the last week of the class, right?
37 practices.
37
Yep.
practices, and then next week would be rates from 30 classes. Correct? Is it starting this week? Starting
Starts
next
at
week?
20th.
The 20th.
Foundations, yeah. Foundations starts on the 20th, so that's
Yeah, so
next.
so next week we're on the 6-week foundation class, and then after that class we're going to have the refuge ceremony. And do you have a date yet for that?
Yeah, we have refuge class after that.
Refuge
So-
class after that. Sorry, I'm messing up analysis this morning. I lost an hour of sleep, and look what it's done to me.
So you can just plan out the next 9 weeks of your life.
Yeah, just come here on Tuesday night. You can't go wrong. There's always something going on
Right.
here. Additionally, thank you, Randall, for bringing treats this morning. Appreciate it. Very, very appreciative of that. Georgia's got malas over here for sale and free books as well. And don't forget, we do have the new Namaste Monday through Friday here. So swing by at noon. I think Brooke's here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brooke right here in the second row. She'll be leading that. If you would like to come and bring your friends, bring your coworkers, we can have some nice, relaxing half hour of just peace, clearing your mind.
Little beingness.
Do it.
Little beingness.
Your beingness. What did you say? You need some sleep too, don't you?
I know.
Exactly.
I'm just going over after this.
It's all good. Does anybody have anything they want to share or any questions or anything? Georgia.
I just have one other thing that I just thought of it. I know that it's colder than ever outside, so it's kind of an optimistic view of thinking of warmer weather. But for the KCBC outreach program, we're going to start taking donations for the summer. So I'll make up another list of what some of those different items are that are going to be included into it. Mainly it's going to be like stuff like sunscreen, anything like if you were going camping and it was hot outside, things like that, little things that would include that. But mostly like sunscreens, water, things of that nature. But I'll make up a list. I'll make sure to give it to Pawo, and I'll also bring it here next Sunday so that way y'all can have a different look at what the summer list is. But thank you all very much for all the donations that I do have. I've been able to make up about 10 book bags and had kind of just stopped in the middle of traffic, probably pissed a lot of people off, and just handed it to people out the window. Like, here, take this, and then, you know, it goes a great way just for them to have that bag. It means a lot. They were very appreciative. So I want to thank every one of you all that have helped to donate. And if anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about and kind of scratch my head looking at me, I do have other forms I can give to you. It's just small, big items. Bigger items will be taken to the shelters. Smaller items will be given out to people that we see out in public. Thank you.
Sweet.
Also, I do want to say thank you all for your generous donations over the past few months of this being here. It's definitely helped. We're growing, and for those of you who do the monthly contributions through PayPal or however you want to do it, thank you. It's greatly appreciated. We feel really blessed for those. Anybody else have anything? Did you have a question?
I was confused as to what the foundations class.
Starts on the 20th.
20th.
Tuesday the 20th.
Yeah, it's a week from this Tuesday.
So what time?
6:30. So all of our classes are always Tuesdays, 6:30 to 8 o'clock.
Anybody else? Okay.
It's a really cool exploration. I'm proud of what we've put together as a foundational class. It's not as in-depth as like the one that Sergio does at Remay is remarkable. It's 12 weeks long and it's really, really in-depth. This is a little, I won't say shallower, but it doesn't go as deep into the different schools, and yeah, it's more of an exploration. You know, if you've been to my classes, you know that 45 minutes are pretty much me sharing topic and a little bit of lecture, if you want to call it that, and then 45 minutes of satsang, so question and answer. So everything's open. So we can really explore what the ideas and tenets of what we're doing in this space, what it really means and what it doesn't. I think there's a lot of different focuses and a lot of different paths that are all good. It allows us to maybe understand a little bit more what we're doing in here with pulling some tools from multiple schools in sort of finding this open path. So, good.
Tell them how to enroll.
Right online, go to KansasCityBuddhistCenter.com or kcbuddhistcenter.com or .org or however you want to put it in, you'll get there. And register right there. If you don't do online like that, pick up one of the bulletins out front, and it's got my email address. Just email me and I'll register for you. Yeah? Good? So there's snacks and coffee downstairs, and with all of that and all of this and all of us being together, we like to end with the bodhicitta dedication. So we dedicate all of our merit for being here and considering these teachings, that they be for the benefit of the awakening of every being, everywhere, no matter what path, and no matter who they are. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. Body, speech, and mind directed toward awakening and for the benefit of all beings without one single exception. Thanks, all you Buddhists. Go have a cookie and coffee. Or snack and coffee.